Hi, Sean here. So, another episode of the Sean Power podcast. I've Reen here with me. Reen, do you want to give yourself a quick introduction there? Tell us who you are and what you do.
All right, yeah. My name is Riandlmma. I'm 14 years old and I'm a jiu-jitsu MMA fighter. I train in Shaolin MMA court. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. And is there a lot of people your age doing jiu-jitsu or MMA?
In the club or
In the club or around, even around Ireland? I know it's a growing sport all the time.
yeah, it's a pretty big sport for people about my age around Ireland right now. To be honest, there's tons of people, but then there wouldn't be many. Like near where I live, there's like none pretty much. But then in just wherever there's clubs, there is. In my club, there's probably the teenagers. There's not that many like teenagers and adults in Shaolin and MMA Court. So the like from like 12, 13 all the way up to adults train at the same time together.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's similar enough to Shaolin in Galway. We do have kids classes, but then they have teens classes and adults classes as well. But it's something that I wish I got into when I was younger. In my hometown Youghal, there was no club, no MMA club, so I got
yeah,
into karate even late enough. I was still 16 or 17, I think, when I started
yeah,
karate, and then when I moved to Galway, I took up MMA and jiu-jitsu and just kind of fell in love with it.
yeah,
Like it's tough going, but I'm getting older now. I can feel the aches and pains. Do you still get them aches and pains? Some mornings after training, you wake up and you feel like you
yeah,
just got hit by a bus. Do
yeah,
you get them aches and pains? Because I remember when I was younger, you could just go for a run, you could play soccer all day. I'm just wondering,
yeah.
is it do you get?
Uh, if I do like because I do the MMA training as well as strength training, and then like I'll do strength training like because MMA and jiu-jitsu is my main focus. But before that, my main focus was like calisthenics. Do you know what that is? Yeah,
Yep, yeah.
bodyweight
So
training.
bodyweight movements.
Yeah, that was. I
It's a
wanted to be like a
brilliant way of
professional.
training.
I
It's an
wanted to be a
excellent way of
professional.
training. Sorry.
Yeah, like before MMA and jiu-jitsu, I wanted to be a professional calisthenics athlete. So then I still trained that like 3, 4, 5 days a week. So after that, my muscles would be a bit sore. But from the martial arts, not as much, not as much as the strength training. I wouldn't be that sore in the MMA training. So yeah,
Cool. And it's interesting because everyone everyone is in calisthenics now because a lot of people just don't have the gym equipment at home, but it's still just
yeah,
such an effective way of training. You can do it anywhere,
yeah,
and so you just use your
yeah,
body weight. Um, there's a lot of good
yeah,
calisthenics clubs around Ireland. I know Monkey Bar in Dublin. I did a course with them before
yeah.
for teaching children calisthenics, and the lads are very good.
Oh
Check
yeah,
them out, Monkey Bar. Um, they're brilliant, your man Jamie. I think he went to the
mm-hmm.
World Championships as well there. Maybe they were postponed as well.
Oh,
How would you break up your training then? Like how many days a week do you do MMA or jiu-jitsu?
yeah. So on I have training on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for and some Fridays for martial arts. So Monday it'd be an hour of like kids jujitsu. Then Tuesday I have like an hour of judo. It's just with at school. So that helps a bit with my stand up jujitsu, so it's not too bad. Then
Nice.
Wednesday I usually will have 3 hours, like an hour of kids jujitsu, then an hour of um or an hour of striking and then an hour of teenager and adults jujitsu.
Wow,
Then
nice one.
some Fridays, yeah. Then some Fridays, Indra, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no Andrew well.
My mom works with her, so and then they do like martial arts for the kids that they work with, and then some Fridays I'll go and do that, and it's just some
Cool. Nice
MMA training
ones.
and that.
So your MMA jiu-jitsu training like basically 5 times a week.
Yeah, Plus
Wow.
on Saturday and Sunday I'll do home MMA training, and then Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday it'll be calisthenics, and then I'll run in the mornings.
Wow. You're a busy boy. So you
Yeah,
enjoying the time off. You've more time to train, and more importantly, more
yeah,
time to recover as well.
yeah.
How are you finding being at home more?
I mean, it's fine. Like the the schoolwork that we're getting, it's like awkward to do because we're just getting it over our phones.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's not too bad. And then yeah, I'm having a lot of time to train, so that's good. And then relaxing as well.
Nice one. Yeah, it's important to relax as well. But
Yeah,
how do you find like the kids classes, and I suppose rolling with kids and then rolling or sparring with the teenagers or the adults? Then do you think you can kind of hold your own, or
uh, yeah, I can hold my own like fine, but like in competitions, cause I'm like really small for my age. I'm 14, but I'm like the height of like an 11-year-old probably, or maybe a 10 or 11-year-old. So like, but then when I go to competitions, I go up against the people my age, but then they're like a good bit bigger than me.
okay?
So yeah, I'm fine at fighting up against bigger people.
You're used to it
Yeah,
anyway. So
yeah,
that's what judo and jiu-jitsu kind of teaches. It's for the smaller guy
yeah,
to be able to beat that bigger guy. Same myself. I'm about 70, probably 73 or 4 now since quarantine, but I usually walk
yeah,
around about 71 or 2. Um,
yeah,
but like all the other guys, they'd be 80, some 90 kilos. But then there's no
yeah.
excuse because our coach, Michelle and Ben, they're
Yeah,
both
they're both
around
small
70
guys.
kilos.
Yeah,
Ben and Michelle as well. So like
yeah,
they're 70, maybe around 70 kilos, but they feel like they're 80, 90 kilos.
yeah,
So it's just all that technique. So especially your age,
yeah,
I wouldn't worry about that. Just keep eating your vegetables.
yeah, yeah.
Did you compete? Did you compete much?
Um, yeah, I've competed a good bit. I've competed in like submission wrestling twice, and then but like I don't even know how to do that properly, so I just do nogi jiu-jitsu and that. Then
And
gi I've competed like 5 or 6 times, or maybe even more.
nice. So
In
which do
the
you prefer? Do you prefer gi or no gi?
um, we don't do that much nogi stuff in the club, but then at home when I train with my brothers, because I've got my 12-year-old brother's like the same size and weight as me almost, so he's good to train and drill with. We'll usually just do nogi then.
Cool. You're very
So
lucky, so that you have someone to drill with.
yeah,
So there'll be no
I'd
stopping you when you
probably
get back.
yeah. I think gi is a bit more like technical, but then I feel like nogi is a bit more like strength and athleticism oriented a little bit more. But yeah, they're
Yeah.
both.
So
I
like
like doing
the
them both.
for people who don't know, so gi is when you wear what looks like pajamas, and you wear your belt
Yeah,
like the traditional what you'd see in karate or judo. That's the gi. So
yeah,
obviously you've more leverage. You can pull on someone's collar. You can get chokes with the collar. You can pull in their pants
yeah,
to gain leverage, to get chokes, to create
yeah,
openings. So it's more technical that way. It's like human chess is what it's been called as well.
yeah,
Whereas nogi, a lot of people like it now because you don't have to wear that heavy jacket,
yeah.
so you because you do get sweaty, and
Oh
also
yeah,
it's more applicable to MMA. So a lot of people
yeah,
have aspirations of going on to fight in MMA. So
yeah,
everyone kind of starts with no gi anyway, because day one you're not going to buy all the gear. You're going to start with your no gi, and then as time goes on, you'll buy your gi, and then you'll upgrade on your belts. Um,
yeah.
so have you had many stripes on your belt?
I've got we there's for kids you need 12 stripes to progress on to the next belt, and I have 11, so I'm
Cool.
I'm fairly close.
Nice
and
one.
it was stripe night. It was stripe night the day before quarantine. Like,
Ah,
no, it
well,
was about to be stripe night. Yeah, and
in
then
jiu-jitsu or MMA, it doesn't matter. A belt is only, and in
yeah,
life, belt is only to keep your pants up. It doesn't matter
yeah,
what belt you are. You got
yeah,
guys there in the UFC, and they're like still white belts or blue belts
yeah,
just
blue and
because
purple.
they haven't been graded. And you get guys like after fights getting their black belts and stuff. But like, it's again, it doesn't matter. It's anyone who's a
Yeah,
black belt in jiu-jitsu will tell you it doesn't matter what belt is around your waist.
yeah,
It's about
yeah. Like,
it's about
about
that journey,
progression and
about
stuff.
that
Yeah,
training, not just physically
yeah,
training but mentally as well. Like that's why I really
mm,
wish I had gotten into jiu-jitsu and MMA when I was your age, because of that
yeah,
discipline it teaches you. Do you find that
mm-hmm.
that goes off into other areas of your life then, like into school or into how you deal with a
I,
situation, like if there was a fight at
yeah,
school or an
yeah.
argument with someone, would you find?
I feel like it gives you a bit more like confidence in no martial arts and that, like, because if you do get attacked or something, you can deal with them, and then other than that, it teaches you respect in that. So yeah,
Yeah, I know that Shaolin, Ben and Indra and Curtis as well, they're big on
yeah,
respect. You leave
yeah,
you leave that ego at the door, and
yeah,
it does. If someone goes in there with a bad attitude or a bit of an ego, then they're going to be
hmm,
found out, and they won't last long. You gotta
yeah,
respect each other, because we're all in the same boat.
yeah,
That's what I love about it as well. That we call ourselves the Shaolin Army, but we're family really. And
yeah,
I suppose when Shaolin burnt down, the one in Galway, that everyone just
yeah,
came together, and like everyone was there. We went out, we cleaned all the mats, we brought them up to 3 different gyms, including my gym, and we got back training within a few days, and people raised,
yeah.
was it like 15,000 on the GoFundMe page, or was it five?
I'm not sure.
Could be wrong, but a lot
And
of
then they
money on
were
the
sending
GoFundMe
out
page as
different.
well, from all different clubs around Ireland as well. So not just
Yeah,
clubs or not just people in Galway, but all over Ireland, all over the world. And it just shows that
yeah,
that MMA community, wherever you go, that they know.
yeah.
Um, so then, what about your favorite fighters?
Um, my favorite MMA guy is probably Sean O'Malley or the Diaz Bros. Yeah,
Nice, yeah, I like them.
and then Jiu-Jitsu is probably Nicky Rod. Yeah, I like his style.
Yeah, he's actually fairly young, I think, isn't he? Is he maybe
He's like
17 or 18?
yeah, I think he's like late teens, early 20s, and he came second at ADCC with being a blue belt.
It's
Then he got
amazing.
promoted to purple on the podium. Yeah,
That's crazy. Like these guys just
yeah,
train, sleep, literally sleep on the mats, train again. It's
yeah.
crazy. Um,
Hmm.
so favorite fighters are, you said, Diaz brothers,
And Sean O'Malley.
Sean
Do
O'Malley,
you know him?
nice. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Sugar
Yeah,
Sean O'Malley. You
yeah.
like their style.
Um, yeah, I like the Diaz brothers, how they're like resilient, and then they just keep on moving forward. Like it's always entertaining. And then I like Sean O'Malley's style with all the spinning kicks and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, he's a bit kind of more flashy. And
yeah.
I have to ask you, I suppose, what do you think of Conor McGregor?
Um, I think he's obviously a great fighter, and then he's a bit of a, I don't know. He seems like outside of fighting, he's a bit of a like him like hitting people and
Bit
smashing
of a loose
people's
cannon,
phones, and
like.
he's a
I think
yeah,
he's getting wiser with a bit of age. He
yeah.
seems
Like
to
in
be
his
kind of
last
coming
fight
around, but he
against like
just
yeah, he was like Stephen A. Smith, the reporter. He
yeah
said like Donald Cerrone was bad or something, and then Connor was like, I demand an apology. And yeah, he was being like very respectful to Don Cerrone and his like grandmother and everything. Yeah.
I think, well, obviously he's a showman, so whatever he says or does in press conferences, I wouldn't take it to heart. Like, I know he's just putting on a
To make
show.
that money.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's trying to
exactly.
make more money and stuff.
Because you
So,
see,
yeah.
the second the fight is over, he's over shaking hands with someone, or he's like
Yeah.
he's very respectful in the post-fight
Yeah.
interviews as well. But
Mm.
I don't know, in his personal life, then I think it is a lot of pressure. It's a lot
Yeah.
of pressure to be under, and you always have people just
Mm.
constantly trying to put you down, trying to
Mm.
wait, we'll wait now, and he's going to mess up. So I think
Yeah.
there is an element of self-sabotage for him, but at the same time,
Yeah.
he's in and fight and be happy, like everyone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people just want to do martial arts, become better,
Yeah.
see how far they can progress, and then you always have people chomping at you, trying to get into your head. So
Yeah.
you'll know about that anyway when you turn pro.
Yeah.
Do you have any dreams of becoming a professional, or is it made a
I
hobby at the
I
moment?
want to fight in the UFC or Bellator, and I want to compete in ADCC. So yeah,
Cool,
they're the goals for
nice. Well,
life.
look,
Yeah.
you're starting at a great age. Great
Yeah.
age, like you've all ahead of you. Just remember what your coaches say. Listen to them.
Yeah.
Like especially Ben is very knowledgeable as well. He's
Yeah.
professional now with a long time. He's around the scene of MMA a long time in Ireland.
Yeah.
So definitely. So suppose we can, unless you have any more points you want to elaborate on, then we can leave it there if you want.
All right. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say.
Cool. So where can people find you?
Oh yeah. You go to my Instagram, Rian Dunleavy BJJ, and then my podcast you can follow on Instagram, and then it's on Spotify and Anchor, Kids BJJ and MMA podcast. Then my YouTube channel is called Rian Dunleavy, and then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Brilliant, man. So thanks a million, and check that out, everyone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
keep an eye out. Listen to that name. Remember the
Yeah.
name.